Well, hello, I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of the Shooting Show, and friends, welcome to today's program. We are indeed glad to see you. You know, the anti-gun people are really gnashing their teeth right now because there's a move afoot among the Airline Pilots Association as well as some members in Congress to get a federal law so pilots can be armed on their aircraft. And you know what? I tell you what. I would pay to see this event. If there were two airplanes out on the tarmac at an airport, one of the pilots, say, had this 460 AR-15 wearing a handgun, said, "Hey, you folks come fly with me, you will be safe." And then the other pilot on the other aircraft is passing out flowers and said, "Oh, we won't have any guns allowed." Oh, wonder which plane fill up first. I'm gonna fly with the guy with the gun. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do that. And I think most people, and I tell you what, we're seeing here the logic of economics. People are not flying because they're afraid. They're afraid to fly because they know the current system cannot protect them. You know, you can have all the checks you want to at the airports, all these cameras that take pictures of people without their clothes on, all this stuff. But you know what? That didn't prevent this tragedy. It did not. Because you can have someone working in maintenance that will tape the box cutters under the seats like has been discovered. So all the airport security in the world won't fix that. They could tape a sharpened screwdriver or a screwdriver under a seat. It's foolish to think that we can have so many rules and regulations. Look at all the anti-terrorist rules of the Clinton Easters. Look at all this stuff they did. We had the worst terrorist incident in American history. Over twice as many people killed on that Tuesday in New York as were killed at Pearl Harbor by the Japanese military. Unbelievable. No, it's not going to be more silly security measures that fix the problem. It's going to be common sense, arming pilots, arming the crew, and making airplanes safe again. What they've done, they've created flying schoolyards because the terrorists know there will be no opposition when they go and attack. They know there won't be any opposition because everybody will be unarmed. Well, we understand what reality is. We understand the logic of the matter. So friends, that's why we're here, to educate people on the proper uses of firearms, safe uses of firearms, and certainly about what's going on in our country. Realize there's a bill right now in the Senate, and it may have already been voted on, but they've resurrected this regulation to recall or reclaim anything ever sold that was government surplus, which would get 1911s, it would get M1 Garands, it would get M1 carbines, it would get Jeeps, it would get aircraft, anything that ever belonged to the military. They want to take it back and do what they call demilling, which means destroy it. Right now it's in the Senate. Friends, if we don't stand for what we believe in, if we don't stand up for our country, when are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? We're going to do it some other generation. Don't count on it. This problem has got to be fixed by this generation, by the people 40 years of age and above that had education in schools, that had textbooks that were written and history books that were written before the politically correct crowd got hold of them. That's why we're here. We're going back to Raton, New Mexico today, and we have the Soldier of Fortune gun show. Some very unique things I think you're going to enjoy seeing. Maybe we'll have a little action shooting if we have time for it on today's program. But friends, we are indeed glad to be here. If you can help us stay on the air. You know, this is 11 years now that we've done this without major support from the shooting industry itself, without the major companies being involved. 11 years, 488 shows. We've done it because of you. All of us working together. That's how we're here. If you want to help us stay on the air, you know our address, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Beverly, Louisiana, zip code 71024. Incidentally, we've made an offer to literally give away some 460 kits, a few, because we can't afford very many. In fact, Clark Custom Guns is going to help me on this. If an airline pilot wants to convert his 1911 to 460 Rowland, we're going to give several kits away to airline pilots if they can legally use them on the airplanes for the protection of themselves and the passengers. Our 460 kits are the most effective handgun for what they've ever been built. They're in class by themselves as far as effectiveness and ease of shooting. We will do that. If we can get some airline pilots that are okay to use these, protecting themselves and their passengers on the airlines, we'll do it. We'll help. We'll even tune the guns right here. We'll do it. Because you know what? There were some anti-gun people on those planes and probably in those towers the other day. Just think what some of those passengers would have given. Not for one of these. How about a .22 revolver? Just anything they could have fought back with. Well, we hope that we're smart enough as a country to see reality. Let's get another show underway. Let's take our maybe we may have some 460 AR-15s again available in the near future. So watch that. Let's go ahead and start another shooting show. Now friends, just picture this scenario. Listen closely. Osama, you in there, boy? Osama, oh, there you go. Oh, you have a friend with you.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Friends, this is the new Georgia Arms 20th anniversary catalog. Of course, has a memorial there to our good friend Jim Clark there on the cover. This is a terrific catalog from the finest ammunition maker in the United States. They have all kinds of great prices on all sorts of ammunition. 243 Winchester, 270s, 7.62 by 39 Russian, all kinds of great stuff. They've even got 308 tracers, 30-06 tracers, all kinds of neat stuff here in this great new Georgia Arms catalog. They have components if you want to load your own ammo, and look here, we've got the Shooting Show and our new 460 Rowland kit on sale as well. Georgia Arms has the best prices for custom grade ammunition that I'm aware of in the United States, and guess what else? They're helping to support our Shooting Show. Friends, give them a call today. Free phone call, free catalog, 1-800-624-6861, 1-800-624-6861, Georgia Arms, and please remember to tell them that you heard it and saw it here on our program. Ladies and gentlemen, this is
just that quickly.
Rick Angelico. He is the MECTEC distributor for Colorado. And he is demonstrating. We've got a lot of things here on his table. And Rick is demonstrating a MECTEC right here to a customer.
Compact rifle scope. And I have an iron sight kit if you like. There's a lifetime guarantee for
good
the
representation of MECTEC here. This is the
made in Kalispell, Montana.
Iron sight that is
you get about
can be retrofitted. You already got a MECTEC. You can order
barrel length.
these iron sights.
There's literally no recoil.
The
It's
factory.
more fun to shoot.
So
The guys our age should
a lot
be
of people are
allowed.
going to be excited about this. The sights look pretty good, don't they? Ladies and gentlemen, this is John McGimsey. He has the JMC company, and this is Jennifer, and they're down here at the SOF gun show, actually. And John, In fact, I got a couple of these yesterday when I came through. Tell us, these are a wonderful idea for people that are backpacking. These are essential for survival. What are these, sir?
It's a meal that has all your calories you need for a day in it, and they're not dried. They're a wet pack.
This is similar to the military issue.
Similar to the
Very
military
similar.
issue.
Very reasonably priced, and I see beef stew. I saw all sorts of. What are some of the others we have? This is chicken and rice. Everybody ought to have some of these
There'll be
in
a
their
lot
vehicle.
of chicken and a lot of pasta, because pasta is carbohydrate.
Right.
If you're out walking all day, you really
Right.
need carbs.
But this could make the difference especially in the event of an emergency or storm or getting caught with a broken down vehicle. This could really mean the difference in life and death, couldn't it?
Right.
Well, let's see if we get a shot of your card here. If someone would like to order, let's see if we can come in focus. Here we go. Now, you're out of Farwell, Texas.
Farwell, Texas.
Farwell, I'm sorry.
I
Farwell,
have a web
Texas.
page if you see it up there.
Indeed, military-supplies.com. So you have a lot of other things, but I think the meals here would be a major thing. Certainly you have a lot of other gear, all sorts of things, and we have, what is this?
This is polypropylene. It's extreme cold weather long handle. But polypropylene has a wicking capability, so you don't get damp, wet.
Right, right.
And,
So you're selling rugged gear, in other words, rugged gear type
yeah,
things.
cold weather gear, everything from military tape to military hats, socks.
Such as Jennifer has just put on there. There we go.
And I sell every type of sock, from the 50-50 wool to the 80% wool to the police type socks. All this different wools and polys. And
So you've got all this in stock.
yeah, I keep all of them stock at all times.
Well, John, pleasure to meet you folks. We appreciate you coming up, and hopefully some folks will find some things they need among your stuff here. This is Jim with Acura Technology, and some of you are going to want to know where this is. This is in Pecos, New Mexico. Now, Jim, I'm looking at an AR-15 upper here, and this is an unusual handguard. What's this about, sir?
Well, basically, for a lot of years, we've used these firearms, especially the M16, and we got tired of getting our hands burned. Now, like all other Americans, we were waiting for somebody to come out with a new product.
Right.
No problem. Eventually, we decided, let's try it ourselves. So we came up with a system that we call Cool Guards. And it consists of a flexible material, various layers, which is capable of absorbing 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit.
My
So
goodness.
it keeps it away from the hand, which is the whole idea. And they're very successful. They work. They're ugly, but they work.
Well, and of course, this is all enclosed. In the top of the handguard is like so. So it looks, you'd never know by looking, other
It would
than
be like that when it's completed.
Not a problem. It covers your gas tube. Now then, I notice you have a compensator here that is a little different than anyone that I have seen before. Explain this to us.
Right. This is the Accurizer muzzle stabilizer. And what's unique about the system is that it's fully adjustable.
Adjustable.
For roll. And through this gas system here, which is an adjustable gas system, it is also adjustable for vertical. So when you tune this thing, and it just requires a coin to tune it, you can set this up so that when you fire, the barrel stays perfectly level.
Well, that is great. And you folks are making these. They're available right now. And
right
people,
now, we only have a few for show and tell here because the last run went to Fort Bragg. But the next one should be available in about a month and a half.
Well, Fort Bragg's a pretty good reference, sir. I'd like to say.
Fort Bragg is good folks, yeah.
Now you're on the internet. Your email is roc@pecos-nm.com.
Right.
Your fax number is area 505-757-8456. So this is going to be something that a lot of people are going to be interested in.
Well, we hope so. We've got good product. We know they work. It's just a question of getting the word out.
Well, sir, good to meet you, and we wish you a lot of good luck.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate your time.
Friends, what you're seeing here is a 50 Browning conversion unit for, of all things, an AR-15. And watch as Jim, he's literally taking the bolt out. Let me come around behind him so we can see this. This is how you load it. And go ahead, Jim, take it on out. Now the bullet goes in right here, or the cartridge does. It goes in the receiver, and what you do is, now we're not talking about a fast reload here, but you reinsert it, and the way you do it, you just screw it back in, and you've got a 50 Browning single shot that goes on an AR-15 lower receiver. You'll notice the standard AR-15 parts, and it does work. And thankfully, that's about a 40-some-odd inch barrel. This thing probably weighs 35 pounds or so. And you, with your AR-15 lower, you have a 50 Browning single shot. Neat, huh?
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The war against self-defense has opened the door to the tragedies produced by the terrorists who launched attacks against the United States. The anti-gun groups such as the Brady Center to Stop Gun Violence have been cheerleaders for the campaign to convince Americans that guns in private hands are bad. Representative Carolyn McCarthy, a Democrat of New York, got elected to Congress largely on a wave of sympathy for her husband, who was gunned down in a multiple killing on a Long Island commuter train. In a debate, I asked her if it would have been wrong for someone to have pulled a concealed firearm, carried legally or illegally, and shot the murderer. Representative McCarthy had no response to that. Neither did she respond when I asked her if it was wrong for the Mississippi high school assistant principal to get a gun and illegally carry it onto a schoolyard where he stopped a student who was killing other kids. Representative McCarthy had no response at all. When I challenged her by saying that her silence meant she did not believe in self-defense, she still had no response. The ability to defend ourselves is the most basic right of all. It has been denigrated and circumscribed until many Americans are in an impossible situation. Where they live and work, they are legally required to be unarmed as they face a well-armed criminal element. The gun grabber crowd would have the police crack down on people who simply possess and carry guns. This is because their answer to crime is to criminalize self-defense and ignore the criminals. That philosophy facilitated terrorists with knives being able to take over 4 airliners in which gun control had worked 100%. No armed passengers, no air marshals, no armed pilots, just helpless victims. Representative Ron Paul has introduced a bill that begins to reverse the present insanity. H.R. 2896 would allow pilots to carry firearms. How different might have been the hijacked airline tragedies if the knife-wielding terrorists had been met by gun-firing pilots? I have had Brady Center types cry out with alarm when shooting back was offered as the answer to crime. Are you crazy? Innocent people could be shot. Let's be honest. Of course an innocent person could be shot. And the force of that concern has resulted in there having been no alternative to 266 passengers on 4 airliners being murdered, along with hundreds and hundreds of victims at ground zero. Life can be risky, but the solution is not to surrender the responsibility for self-defense to the government. The government has proven they cannot protect us. If we cede our most basic of rights to the government, what response do we have to the assertion by politicians and bureaucrats that we should also not be able to take care of our own retirement, health, education of our children, and the use of our property? A wonderful offer has been made by Ignatius Piazza of the Front Sight Firearms Training Institute of Las Vegas, Nevada. Front Sight is offering to train for free any pilot wishing to carry a concealed firearm in his cockpit. Hopefully, Piazza will be meeting lots of pilots when Ron Paul's bill becomes law. This is the time to tell the anti-self-defense crowd that blood is on their hands, and we are taking back control of our own defense. Their deadly experiment in criminalizing self-defense must come to an end. Let's get behind Representative Paul's first step in rolling back the disarmament crowd's anti-gun laws and get H.R. 2896 through Congress and signed by the President. We already trust the lives of passengers to these pilots. We should also be eager to trust the pilots to protect their passengers with their guns. From Washington, for Gun Owners of America, this is Larry Pratt.
For more information on Gun Owners of America, you can call them at 888-886-GUNS. That's 888-886-4867. Or you can find them on the internet at gunowners.org. Remember, friends, they're helping us stay on the air. And now let's go back to the Soldier of Fortune Gun Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was the Squad Automatic for Australia. This is an FAL. You'll notice the wood here on the bipod. These fold under and it makes a 4-end. And these were, of course, tremendous guns. These are some of the best ever produced. Notice it has a bayonet lug. And now these are going for around $8,000, I think. But just a terrific example of this particular type gun. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lee Hadaway. He is with the Trinidad State Junior College, and let's see if we can home in on this card. This is important because what we need is more gunsmiths. You agree, Lee?
Oh yes, definitely.
And this there in Trinidad, Colorado, this is a nationally, in fact, world famous college that teaches gunsmithing. And this is how to get in touch with them. Their phone number, area 719-846-5583. Now then, Lee, what do we have here on this table, sir? What are we looking at?
Well, what we have here, these are either all student-made guns or representative pieces that that show the type or some of the different types of firearms that we teach the students how to produce.
How to make. And this is certainly an unusual treatment on the stock on an HK or Benelli shotgun,
right,
actually.
Right. This is an early HK. The finish on the stock is actually truck bed liner.
How about that?
It's very durable, and this 4-end is actually a wood 4-end. And you've got a fiberglass buttstock. We had to have some way to make a match. And it's somewhat tacky, so it's non-slip, and it seals the wood, and gives a real nice durable finish.
I mean, well, you have some other things. Certainly an AR-15 with custom hand grip or pistol grip here. And what is this bolt-action rifle? What is this?
That's a Remington Model 700 and 243. This also has the truck bed liner finish on it.
That's a good idea.
And the finish on the metal on the bolt action, the takedown, and on the HK is gun coat, which is a spray-on bake-on finish. It's one of the most durable finishes out there on the market today. It comes in a variety of colors. Needless to say, for this show here and for these purposes, we lean toward the black.
Sure.
But for the people who are shooting bench rest and IPSC and whatnot, if they want their gun violet, we can make it violet or blue or yellow or just about anything.
Now, what is this? What is this gun right here?
That is for what? That's for what?
Check out this sight.
What type of match is that for? Well, it's a prone rifle for, that's the service rifle matches, for the NRA service rifle matches. I'm sorry, I drew a blank there. But this is set up for with the iron sights, the aperture type sights.
Might just take a look down through there. Yes, indeed. There we go. Got a good shot of it there. Good. So you folks really, anything to do with gunsmithing,
Sure. Well, let me point this out to you right quick. Cowboy action shooting is the fastest growing shooting sport.
Huge sport.
This is something that we teach up there, both during the regular school year and during the NRA summer classes. I teach a class on building takedown lever actions. And this started life as a standard Marlin 44 mag. Everything. And we rig it up to where
it is now a takedown.
It is now a takedown.
That
comes
is
to
great.
there.
Let me tell you, that is great. That is true. Is this a very expensive conversion? A very labor intensive or?
Not, well, it's a good money maker.
For the gunsmith?
For the gunsmith. You're probably looking anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, depending on who does it. But as far as time, you would be amazed at really how simple it is.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
For folding stocks, for pistol grips, for regular stocks, for replacement stocks, for magazine extension tubes for your shotgun, for magazine replacement springs for your shotgun. How about the executive eye scraper, the executive letter opener, all from Choate Machine and Tool when you call for a free catalog. You can get the executive letter opener, a multi-purpose tool, or the executive eye scraper, a multi-purpose tool, for only your choice, only $2 when you call for a free Choate catalog. You can get both of them for $4, a $10 value. Friends, if you're a shooter or a gun owner, you need one of the Choate Machine and Tool Company catalogs. Call them today, 1-800-972-6390 in Ball Knob, Arkansas. They're helping to support our project. You need one of their catalogs. Again, 1-800-972-6390. And please remember to tell them that you saw it here on our show.
And now for our support group, we have Custom Leatherwork and Saddlery in Denham Springs, Louisiana. We have Brooks Communication in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We have Dennis Crocker Firearms Training there in South Carolina. We have Gearlings Equipment Rentals in Southern California. And we have Mike and Sherry Harris Pilot Services and Consulting in South Carolina. Friends, we'll see you on the next show.